Now the other top story, when officers take oaths, they're charged with maintaining the peace. But what happens when they're unable to maintain their own peace? It happened to a former Pima County deputy more than once. Is he fit to protect you? 9 on Your Side's Tammy Vo discovered he's still certified to carry a badge and a gun. Tammy has this 9 on Your Side investigation.
Whatever happened behind closed doors between former Pima County Deputy David Slocum and his wife, it went too far.
Was this simply just a matter between a husband and wife, or did it cross the line?
No, it most certainly crossed the line.
Here's what the official reports say. On November 14th, 2008, Slocum's wife announced she was moving out. Slocum grabbed his duty weapon and threatened to kill himself.
She was trying to use the telephone to call 911. He slapped the phone out of her hand or threw it under the bed.
Slocum dragged her down the hallway and locked himself in a room with a gun. She heard a shot, ran in and found Slocum uninjured. The bullet had missed. The wife called for help. Cops took Slocum to the hospital.
It's all right to get upset, but this went way beyond getting upset.
Sheriff Dupnick fired Slocum.
Deputy sheriffs are charged with maintaining their composure, maintaining their emotions, not losing their tempers in the face of stress and confrontation.
Even when you're off duty?
Even when off duty, absolutely.
Slocum appealed to the Merit Council, a group of civilians. They gave him his job back. Why? Member Georgia Brousseau told me the sheriff's department didn't look at all the facts.
As though it was based on a headline. They saw deputy gun at his house and immediately assumed it was a domestic violence incident.
Wasn't it? 9 on Your Side looked it up. State law defines domestic violence in part as an incident where anyone damages the property of another, restrains them, or keeps them from using the phone in an emergency.
How is that not domestic violence?
He broke his own phone. He was in his own house. It was a case of an officer who made a very bad decision in his home, off duty, on private matters related to his marriage.
The council approved a 1-month suspension, but member Richard Huff believes it should have upheld the dismissal.
Do you feel that David Slocum is still fit to be an officer anywhere?
I didn't think he was fit to be a police officer when I voted against his appeal.
The sheriff's standards of conduct say deputies shall remain calm regardless of provocation.
And do you feel he did that?
He did not do that. Somebody could have been killed.
The council outvoted Huff and overruled the sheriff, but it would not be the last time we would hear from David Slocum.
The short fuse went off again.
The sheriff's department took these photos while reenacting an incident involving Slocum. In March, he escorted a troubled 12-year-old back to his jail cell. According to other deputies, the kid flipped Slocum off, called him names, and challenged him to a fight. Slocum took off his gun belt, stepped into the cell, and removed the kid's shackles. The kid backed down.
People say rude things to officers and deputies all the time. That's water off a duck's back. You turn around, you ignore it.
Days later, Slocum turned in this resignation letter, but he is still certified to be an officer elsewhere. That's because the Arizona Post out of Phoenix never revoked his certification. We wanted to know why. Post rules say it can revoke certification of any officer who shows malfeasance or disrupts public trust or has a mental disability that affects job performance. Slocum's wife reported he was depressed, bipolar, and on meds. After that first incident, the Post sent the sheriff this letter saying Slocum's actions raised serious concerns about his suitability as an officer. But then the Post closed the case. Why? Off camera, a spokesman pointed to the wife's refusal to testify and the Merit Board's decision to reinstate him.
Do you think the Merit Board dropped the ball in giving him his job back?
Absolutely.
Tammy Vo, KGUN 9 on Your Side.
We should mention criminal charges against Slocum were dismissed. The county attorney's office says it was because, in part, his wife would not testify. AZ Post would not talk to us on camera about this case. They're now reviewing the second incident against David Slocum. As far as the Merit Council, you may be wondering, as we did, how the members get on the board. They're appointed by the Board of Supervisors. We wanted to hear from Slocum, but he is not talking.